Nurudeen Mohammed Aliu from Ghana. I have been in the development field for the past 10 years, but actively for 7 years, between 2013 all the way till now. Started with development consulting as an associate research officer. Currently, I am involved in the implementation of a project that seeks to enhance the skills and promote sustainable development in rural communities in Greater Accra and Bono region in Ghana. Now, the project provides livelihood training to a number of beneficiaries in artisanal and agribusiness. So the agribusiness largely has to do with agroecology, where we revert back to originality of farming. So we avoid the use of chemicals, but rather look at how farmers will get back to the indigenous practices. And this is because we believe that originality or indigenuity is the way to go. It is more sustainable to go with indigenous knowledge and enhancement of our livelihood than to introduce these chemicals, which end up having an adverse effect largely on the environment. Largely, we practice the participatory evaluation or participatory planning, engaging all stakeholders. So the design of evaluation is not done by an expert per se, but we have an active involvement of all the stakeholders, from the grassroots all the way to the experts. And in this case, the experts are not there to provide some level of teaching, but they are there to facilitate the engagement between the beneficiaries, who are mostly the local persons, and then the elites, or the so-called elite. So we don't bring the elitism to influence, but rather we bring the elitism in code to facilitate the engagement, to ignite indigenous thinking, and see how that can be incorporated into our evaluation from the inception all the way to validation and writing of reports to the potential clients. The local people, when engaged appropriately, really participate and provide insightful ideas on how things should be done. So when I say engage properly, because if one doesn't do even a proper community entry and there is a breach in any indigenous protocol, that can affect the entire engagement of local persons. So one has to get the indigenous protocols from pre-community entry to exiting right. And once that is done, you are going to get a lot from the community persons, and you will see high level of enthusiasm in their participation. Yes, so it's a mix of good and very good and fairly good evaluation that has been conducted over a period. So one of which I will just remember immediately is the engagement of these persons in a Plan Ghana implemented project funded by the USAID. So this is a rural community in Greater Accra where Plan Ghana thought that when they provide them with quality education, they are going to cancel the shift system, where some go during the morning and some go during the afternoon. So all the facilities were provided, but the people still insisted on their shift system. This is because during the day, the morning period, when some of the children are in school, others are on the farm helping to increase the household income. So they adjusted and then implemented the project. So during the evaluation of that, I really was involved in the evaluation. I was the co-team leader I led a team of about 21 persons to evaluate that particular project, and the findings were really very good, because you can see that stakeholder participation can have significant influence, which will have trickle down effect positively on both sustainability, ownership of project, and then the feel of relevance even by the local persons is very key. So that was something I see. Pre-implementation assessment is always good, and that is the Exante Evaluation. When that is done, it informs the design of the project, and then also it's kind of, you have an idea of how to positively impact the life of the beneficiaries. And that is something that I have seen in one of the evaluations, in fact in more than one, because in several of the evaluations we've done, because there was this voluntary service overseas project in northern Ghana as well, when there was alteration of the original design, because during the ex-ante evaluation they realized that a lot of expectation is slightly different from the original results or outcome areas of the project. So that is something that I have realized. So when it comes to local evaluation capacity, yes, relatively, still in Ghana and in just as in most other African countries, evaluation is still relatively a new area. Unlike accounting or law, where you can have an independent law firm or an accounting firm, an audit firm, evaluation is still relatively low, but it is catching up. We are not yet there. With the emergence of VOPs in most countries, so in Ghana we have the Ghana Monitoring Evaluations Forum, and fortunately we are hosting the African Evaluations Association as well. So that has been engaged in some level of community engagement, and now the Ghana Monitoring Evaluations Forum has Young and Emerging Evaluations Network of Ghana, which is now trying to get persons in the tertiary institutions to conscientize them about the professional prospects in evaluation. So yes, we still have fewer professionals in the area of evaluation, but yeah, it's catching up, and I'm sure in some few years we are going to have a fully fledged industry of independent minded evaluators to inform policy decisions and program implementation of both civil society, government, and private sector. In the current administration, there has been a ministry created for monitoring and evaluation. So now in Ghana we have a Ministry of Monitoring and Evaluation, and that is supposed to lead in the evaluation of government interventions to assess both program quality and then effective implementation, and basically sustainability and ownership of government project. So yes, we are not there, but we are catching up, and I'm very sure very soon we are going to have a very quality or significant number of evaluators coming up. The existing evaluators are quite doing well, both in the design of evaluation, in the implementation, and even in data collection. So you see, most evaluators will seek for consent in taking videos and recordings and photos of beneficiaries or respondents during evaluation on the field. So that tells us all about that. Yes, in as far as we have very limited persons, we have high quality evaluators in Ghana, and I have also seen a lot of partnership between Ghanaian firms and other firms from other developed countries to conduct quality evaluation. So basically, we have it. We are not yet there, but we will get there soon.